Let's be real. Every business today is in this massive race, a race to build and release software faster, smarter, and just plain better than the competition. But here's the twist. In this new AI-driven world, all that speed, it comes with some serious new dangers. So today, we're going to jump into some new research from Harvard Business Review Analytic Services to break down how you can actually win this innovation race without everything blowing up.
And that really gets to the heart of the whole thing, doesn't it? As we're all flooring it, trying to innovate faster and faster, is it even possible to keep control? To maintain quality and security? Or are we just stuck trading one for the other? Well, the report says yes, they absolutely can coexist, but it's going to take a totally new way of thinking about things. Because let's face it, for a lot of companies right now, pushing for more speed isn't leading to a win. It's leading to what the source calls operational chaos. Just imagine, you're trying to build a race car while you're already flying down the highway at full speed. Sure, it's fast, but the risk of a wheel flying off is, well, it's dangerously high. So how do we get all that speed without creating a total mess? It all starts with understanding the new rules of the road. The solution the research lays out is this framework: modern software development. Think of it as a structured game plan designed to solve that core problem, letting companies move incredibly fast while staying safe and secure. It really is all about striking that critical balance. Okay, so what does this actually look like in practice? Well, it's not some magic bullet. It's a strategy built on 4 really important interconnected pillars that all support each other. And here they are. You've got AI-powered automation, way better visibility into what's going on, of course, raw speed and agility, and maybe most important, security that's baked right in from the start, not just slapped on as an afterthought. So let's break down what each of these really means. We're going to kick things off with the first 2 pillars. These are all about using AI to make our development processes a whole lot smarter and, frankly, a lot more transparent. You know, when we talk about AI and coding, everyone's mind immediately goes to, oh, it writes code faster. And yeah, it definitely does that. But the real game changer is how it's totally transforming the work itself. By automating all the tedious, boring stuff, it's freeing up developers to focus on the creative, high-impact problems, the stuff that we humans are uniquely great at solving. Now, check this out, because this is where you see the human impact. This data from McKinsey is pretty staggering. When developers use generative AI, a whopping 87% say their work is meaningful and satisfying. That's a huge jump from the 50% who aren't using it. So this isn't just about being more efficient, it's about making work more fulfilling. And this quote just nails it. Like Ryan Bolt from Boston Consulting Group says, this is about making humans better, not replacing them. AI becomes a partner, right? It handles the grunt work, so the human team can do what it does best, come up with the next big idea. But here's the catch. As we build things faster and faster, our systems get incredibly complicated. I love this metaphor the source uses. We've gone from building these clean, organized waffles, where every little square is separate, to a giant bowl of spaghetti, where everything is all tangled up and interconnected. Now, if something breaks in that bowl of spaghetti, how on earth do you find the one noodle that's causing the problem? And that's exactly where the second pillar, observability, comes in. It's all about being able to understand what's happening deep inside a complex system just by looking at its outputs. See this number? Over 13,000. That's how many alerts one financial services firm was getting every single day. There is no human team on the planet that can sort through that noise. You need AI to sift through the data, connect the dots, and point you to the 1 or 2 alerts that actually matter. Okay, so we've got AI giving us smarter insights and helping us see through the complexity. But how do we make sure all this speed we're gaining is actually secure? Well, that brings us to our final 2 pillars. So according to the survey from the SANS Institute, the #1 security headache for companies is just keeping an eye on their attack surface. That's basically all the different spots where a hacker could try to break in. And every new app, every new device, every new API just makes that surface bigger. And as we speed up development, it's growing like crazy. And the stakes here are just massive. Adam Earhart from US Steel makes a great point. Modern development is all about reusing code. That's awesome for speed, but it also means a single security flaw can get copied and pasted into dozens of different apps, creating this widespread vulnerability before anyone even realizes what's happened. Now, to handle all this, companies lean on 2 key ideas. First, there's Agile, which is all about being flexible and able to adapt to change. And then there's DevOps, which is the culture that tears down the walls between the people building the software and the people running it,
so they can work together as one team. The research is super clear on this. You really need both to pull this off. Okay, so we've talked about the what and the why, but how do companies actually, do this? How do you make this transformation happen in the real world? Because it's one thing to have a great theory, it's another thing entirely to put it into practice. And this quote right here points to the biggest hurdle. According to Forrester's Diego Lo Giudice, the hardest part isn't the tech, it's the people. Real transformation is all about changing culture and behavior, and that kind of change has to start with getting buy-in from the very top. So the report lays out these really clear strategies to make it happen. You start by getting management on board. Then you got to win over your IT teams. It's about finding that sweet spot between innovation and security, constantly listening to what your customers need, and, this is a big one, building a culture that actually values being adaptable. And here is a fantastic real-world example of what that looks like. U.S. Steel didn't just shove new tools down their developers' throats. Nope, they brought them into the decision-making process, and then, this is the crucial part, they showed them the payoff. They demonstrated how a painful 45-minute task could now be done in 30 seconds. Now that's how you get people excited and on board. Which brings us to the ultimate goal here. Look, this isn't about some one-time upgrade. It's about fundamentally rewiring your whole organization so it can thrive in a world of constant, unpredictable change. This quote just perfectly sums up the most powerful message from the research. The goal isn't to build something permanent. I mean, in today's world, that's pretty much impossible. The real goal is to build an organization that is a master at adapting. Think about it. 3 years ago, nobody saw exactly how generative AI was going to turn everything upside down. And we have absolutely no idea what's coming next. The only thing we can be sure of is that something is coming. And how ready you are for that change is what's going to define your success. And so, that's really the key question this research leaves us with. Are your people, your processes, your entire culture, are they truly built to adapt to whatever comes next? Because that's the race that really, truly matters. Thanks for tuning in.